When you hear all of your accolades and everything that you were able to accomplish in your athletic career, it sounds like you were a unicorn, just a jack of all trades that we'll never see again. What stands out to you as the highlight of your career?
Wow, that's kind of hard to, I really wouldn't consider it the things that I did as highlights because I've been doing things like that since I was a kid. But the one thing that stands out to me is that 3 weeks prior to me having my hip replaced surgery, I lost my mother to cancer. And before she passed, she asked me, she asked me 2 questions. One was I gonna go back and finish my degree at Auburn, which I only had 6 classes to complete, and I did that in '95. And then she asked, was I gonna come back and play baseball? I said, if I rehab well enough, I'm gonna come back and play baseball, and the first hit I get is gonna be for you. Oh. So, and that first hit was a home run. So that has to be that trumps everything. That trumps the Heisman Trophy, that trumps the leadoff home run in the All-Star game, that trumps every touchdown run that I made. So
absolutely.
Doing it for mom, can't, but you can't set the bar no higher than that.
Well, that conversation set aside, the bar was really high set by you during the combine.
Yes.
Is it true you ran a 4.12?
Do you believe it?
4.13.
4.13. Oh, you're a little bit slower than I thought. Let me make this mark here.
Just a microsecond slower than that. But actually, I was on my way to track practice. And they had to come by there. There had to be 20 to 30 guys there. And we were inside running. And the coach came and said, hey, Bo, we got a bunch of scouts here from all over the country. And we got a little combine here. They're timing guys for the 40. Why don't you come in and run a 40 for them? Do I have to? Because I know you want me to come and run now, and I got to go run at track practice.
Right.
Because I practice with Harvey Glantz, who's a '76 Olympic gold medal winner from Auburn. And I'm thinking about, I got to chase this little cat all day and come in and run a 40. So I did. And I ran my first 40. And about 5 yards from the finish line, I kind of like let up and just cruised through. And I ran a 4.3. And I got down there, and so my coach, as I'm walking back, my coach is walking toward me. He said, hey, why don't you run the damn 40? Give these people what they want so they can leave me alone. Run the 40. So I said, all right. So I said, you got to open the back door because they only had about 10 to 15 yards of space for you to stop once you cross the line. I said, you got to open the back door because I can't stop in this distance if you want me to do. So they raised the back door up open. And I told the guy that I was with, I said, get my bag and just go on and start walking because I'm not going to stop and I'm not coming back. I'm just going
to keep on going.
Dropping the mic.
Yeah.
So I got down and everything was done electronically. And I didn't find out till after practice, after track practice, what I had run. And some of the guys that had stopwatches, they had me at a 3.9 or 4 flat with stopwatches, but the electronic timer had got me at a 4.13.
You played both baseball and football. Where would you lean towards telling maybe future kids or someone else that you love the sport to play?
Well, I did both, yes, and I wouldn't go back and change a thing. People always ask, if you could go back and change something, would you do it? I said, no, I wouldn't. But in this day and age, your athletes are bigger, stronger, and they're more intense. If I had a kid coming up, he would either have a set of golf clubs in his hand or baseball. Period. Because I know what it feels like to get a concussion. I have had one in all my life. I've been around players that are suffering the consequences of having too many concussions. I've lost friends that I played against in college, friends that were friends of mine in the pros that I didn't even know that they had left us until I went to see the movie Concussion. So it's real. It's actually real, and from playing the game and doing the thing, it actually opened my eyes to how devastating the sport can be. And I like the fact the way they did the study to where they say The only animal that doesn't have a protective coating around the brain is humans. Most all four-legged animals have it. The bighorn sheep that butt heads have it. A woodpecker, who should have brain damage 24/7.
Right.
But his brain is protected by its tongue. And we are the only animals that don't have a protective coating around our brain, which hence, when you're going one direction at full speed and hit something that's coming in the direction that you're running into, everything stops, but your insides keep moving and it presses up against your skull. And I'm not a brain surgeon. My wife is a clinical psychologist. That's her specialist. Traumatic brain injury and stroke patients. But just watching that movie, it opened my eyes. It saddened me to see some of the old players going through the things that they're going through.
You know, you, as Maria was saying, you're so unique in your abilities because you were able to play two sports. Why don't you think we see two-sport athletes like you and like Dion in today's games?
Because the talent pool is too deep right now. It's just like I said earlier, kids are more advanced. Kids are stronger, they're bigger, they're faster, they're more intense. And if you try to delegate your time between playing two sports, you're going to end up riding the bench in two sports, plain and simple.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.